According to chapters 12 and 17, located in the book of Revelations, it talks about two women. Now, each woman symbolizes something. One symbolizes something good, the other symbolizes pure abominations. Let's begin. Now, chapter 12, located in the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verses 1 through 2. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, traveling in birth, and pain to be delivered. Now, who is the woman in chapter 12? Well, the woman is known as the Virgin Mary. She is the one that gives birth to Jesus during the second coming. But, according to chapter 12, verses 3 to 4, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for it to devour her child as soon as it was born. Now, what the dragon is trying to do is, he's trying to beat Jesus from being born. But that doesn't happen, because according to the Revelation, in the final chapter, victory is Jesus. Jesus defeats Satan once and for all. And there is no more pain and no more suffering. It is the salvation of Christ. And chapter 17, chapter 17 in the Revelation talks about the second woman. Verse 5, and upon her head and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and of abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Now, this woman, she is a symbol in which God Himself judges her at the end. God remembers her iniquities, and she is judged. Now, chapters 12 and chapter 17 of the two women in the book of Revelations. The first woman, she symbolizes the gospel of Christ. The other symbolizes the false prophet. It is best to stay on the gospel of Christ. Don't fall for any false prophets that are out there during that time and during this time. It is best, it's even greater to stay on the path of Christ. Do not be tempted by the serpent, just like when the serpent tempted Eve from eating the fruit of the tree of life. Do not be tempted. And according to the Bible, we are forgiven for every sin, even tempted. This is how much God and His Son, thy Son and thy Father, loves us. We are forgiven, loved, as long as we believe in Christ. Whether we're baptized or not, even blemishy is forgiven. Remember the two women that are in the Revelation. The gospel of Christ and the false prophet. Stick with the gospel of Christ. That is the salvation of Christ we shall live in for all eternity.